Hey, this is Steve Keys here with Keller Williams Capital District. We are here with another episode of Hey, How's the Market? This week we are taking a look at Warren County. This is the monthly review for the month of November 2023. All right, so total active inventory for Warren County. We've got Glens Falls in first place with 36 properties. Hadley, Luzerne, and Queensbury tied for second, each with 26 properties. Total for the county for the month was 185. Pending properties, we've got Glens Falls coming in at first place with 14 properties, and Queensbury coming in at second place with 7 properties. Total for the month was 39 properties under contract. Sold properties, we have Queensbury coming in at first place with 18 properties, Glens Falls coming in at second place with 13 properties. Total for the county for the month was 59 properties. Chance to sell for school district, Glens Falls had the highest chance of selling, this showing at about 39%. Queensbury had second highest chance of selling at just under 27%. Keep in mind the percentages don't really mean anything. They're just useful in comparison with the other school districts and in previous months. Because as I've said, or think I've said, the month percentages don't match up at all with the weekly percentages because we're looking at a different time frame. So the percentages don't transfer the same. All right, price points. 200 to 300,000 came in at first place with 17 properties under contract and just over 35% chance of selling. 300 to 400 came in at second place with 10 properties under contract with the second highest chance of selling at just over 30%. Highest sale in the school district was $1.1 million in North Warren School District, was a Craftsman home on Schroon Lake. All right, checking out the charts. Here's the inventory chart. This is just beginning of month and inventory numbers. You can see that we are heading on a downward trend. Inventory is dropping in these areas, and we'll see when we look at the expireds later, that'll kind of point that out. New monthly activity. Now, for a lot of the other charts, we've got the active numbers here. I don't track the new active numbers on this because I do the beginning of month and end of month, and new falls in there. So these are the total numbers. So you can see total inventory is either stable or looks like it's heading down. We'll see what happens next month, if it continues down or if it continues more on track with the linear average. Sold and pending numbers, these are relatively stable. Sold is very stable. Pending might be heading in a little bit of a downward trend, but we're not so far below where the average could be that it couldn't just come back up next month. So I think it's a little bit too soon to really call that a trend. But average days on market, you can see all of the linear trends are down. Moving average for the active shows it heading back in an upwards direction. And for moving average for pending properties and sold properties really just kind of shows it's kind of all over the place. Well, I mean, it's very close to the line, but it is above it, it's below it, it's kind of waving all over. So I'd say that's probably stable. Average price for pending and sold, this is stable. So you can see that the line, and this is pretty much all of 2023. We started at December of 22, we're at November, so this is 12 months of data right here. And is mostly flat. So prices have been very stable in Warren County for sold properties and pending properties. List price to sold price ratio. So this is where you listed it compared to where it actually sold. You can see that as we started, things were selling for less than they were being listed for. And then we got close to or above 100% here over the summer. Now we've kind of dropped. We dropped pretty hard here, actually. But this month came back up. We're pretty close to where we should be on average, so we might be holding to that average trend. Expired and canceled. So basically what this is telling us is when it's cold, expireds and canceleds go up. When it starts to get warm, they go down. So in the winter, they started high, then we went down, remained pretty stable, and now that it's starting to get cold again, they're heading back up, which follows with the lower inventory. As more properties are expiring and being canceled, inventory is going to go down. And then this last one is chance of sale. So we were talking about chance of sale compared to school district and to price point. This is the entire county. So you could see that really starting in March, the chance to sell has been going down. So there is a statistic that I have heard, perhaps you have heard it too. You stand a higher chance of selling over the winter, of selling your home, than you would over the summer. Because even though there are less buyers, there is also less competition. There are less sellers out there, so you are more likely to sell your home. Well, according to this chart, that is not accurate. Now, that could mean two things. One, it could mean that that was accurate, and it's just not this year, which could mean that we're really starting to look at a shift. So we're seeing numbers drop, and we're blaming it on the winter market. Maybe it's not the winter market. Maybe we really are experiencing a shift in the market. And when springtime hits and we go, hey, spring market's here, and the numbers don't go back up, and then we'll know it's an actual shift. But that could be what's happening now, and that's why this is not lining up with that statistic. The other option is there's another statistic out there that says that 86.4% of all statistics are entirely made up. So that could have been what that is too. That could have just been nonsense, saying that you would stand a greater chance of selling your property. Or it could be true in a national sense, and it's not true in a local sense. Or it could be true for Miami and not for here. There could be a lot of other reasons. But looking at the chart right now, this says that at the moment, that is very much not true. All right, so that wraps up that. So that has been this week's episode. Thank you for joining me. And please tune in again next week as we answer the question, hey, how's the market? Bye-bye for now.